Welcome to the Made for More Ministries podcast. Have you ever found yourself asking, why am I even here? Not just in the room or in a moment, but just in life in general. I know that's a heavy question, but maybe you felt like in your life, you've had moments where you've had no direction, or maybe you're constantly wondering if you're missing your purpose and you're not fulfilling what you're supposed to be here for. If you've ever felt like your life is a series of random events or you're wandering without a map, you're not alone. But here is the truth. You were never a mistake. So today I want to dig into your God-given purpose, what to do when you're not quite sure what that is yet. And I want to start with one of my favorite verses, which is Ephesians 2:10. This is the NIV version. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do so. This verse is packed with truth, and it answers one of the deepest questions that we all carry. Was I made for something more? And I love this verse because this is the underlying basis of Made for More Ministries. You are made for more. Yes, you were. And so first it says you are God's handiwork, not just a random creation, but a masterpiece. The Greek word used here comes from the root word poem. That means you were crafted, not manufactured. You're not a mass-produced life. You're an intentional, one-of-a-kind expression of God's creativity. You were created in Christ Jesus, which means your identity isn't tied to your past, your mistakes, or even your personality type. It's tied to who you are in Him. And from that identity flows your purpose. And then it says something that blows me away. You were created to do good works, which God prepared in advance. Let that sink in. Before you ever took your first breath, before your story even started, God already had good things in mind for you to walk in. He didn't wait to figure it out after you were born. He planned it in love with you in mind. That means your life is not an accident. Your story, even the hard, messy, or confusing parts, isn't meaningless. You were designed to reflect God's goodness in the world around you. And we also see this in Psalm 139:16. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Every single day of your life, even the ones that felt like detours or disappointments, was known to God. He doesn't need a GPS to redirect your path. He doesn't panic when things go or don't go how you planned. He sees the end from the beginning and He weaves it all together with love and purpose. So if your life feels chaotic, like you've missed your window or taken too many wrong turns, I just want you to hear this. God has never once lost track of your story. He's still writing, He's still working, and He's still calling you into something more. There was a season in my life where I truly felt like I was floating, working a job that didn't light me up, constantly comparing myself to others and wondering if I'd missed the boat when it came to doing something meaningful. And to be honest, I started believing that maybe God had a plan for everyone else and just not me. But it was in those quiet, uncertain moments that God started showing me that purpose isn't a destination, it's a direction. It wasn't about landing a dream job or stepping on a big stage or, when I get there, I'll have made it. It was about saying yes to Him in the little things, serving where I was, where I am right now, loving who was in front of me, using what I already had. Because you already have what God put in you. He already put it in you. He already put the gifts and the abilities within you. You don't need to wait for some tool to show up in your life for you to be able to use the God-given gifts that He's already put inside of you. Here's what I've learned and what I hope encourages you today. You don't find your purpose. God reveals it as you walk in obedience. And that can be the hardest part, finding it, revealing it to you, because you have to walk in obedience first. Your purpose is more about who you are becoming than what you are doing. And it's such a beautiful transformation when you can when you can walk in this path that you feel like God is leading you, and it may not go the way you expected, but when you can look back at where you started or where you've come from, or how you've become what you are today, it's so beautiful to see that all those little bumps in the road that it took you along this path made you better, made you stronger. But if you choose to let it make you better and make you stronger. Even those detours are part of the design. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. And your identity isn't rooted in your job title, your relationship status, or your performance. It's rooted in Christ. So I just want to ask you, what lies have we been believing about our purpose or our worth? Or am I waiting for a big moment to feel purposeful? Am I looking for small ways to walk in purpose today, right here, right now? And what gifts, opportunities, or passions has God already placed in our life that we may be overlooking? And what would change if we started seeing our current season as preparation, not as punishment? And if you can truly hang on to that and grasp that, I encourage you to try this. You will feel so encouraged. So I want to challenge you this week. Take 10 minutes each morning to ask God, show me how to live with purpose today. Write down what you feel led to do, big or small, and walk it out. And if you feel stuck, maybe it's, going out, like I tell my daughter, do something kind for someone today. And, one of those days she came back and, Mom, I did 10 kind things today. I did it 10 times. And so just shoot for one. And, if that's natural for you, shoot for two. You were not created to wander without direction. You were handcrafted by a loving God, filled with potential. And you were placed in this moment for a reason, I promise you. So even if your journey feels messy or uncertain, just trust this. God's not done with your story. He's just getting started. So I ask you to take heart and take a step and remember that you were made for more. So if this episode encouraged you, would you just take a second to maybe leave a positive review and share it with somebody who could also hear it? And until next time, keep walking in faith and never forget, you were created on purpose for a purpose. God bless.